gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the Side Projekt Podcast. Yeah. Feels good, man. Feels good. How is everybody doing, man? How is everybody doing? How you guys feeling? I'm feeling all right. I'm feeling all right. The sun is shining. My ass is spanking. I don't fucking know, dude. Who knows anymore, man? I just start these shows with whatever comes to mind randomly. Doesn't even make any sense anymore, you know? My eye is twitching. Oh, man, my eye's twitching. Let's see if I can zoom up and get that. I doubt it, though. It never happens. Let me see. See it? Is it happening right now? Oh, Jesus. Jesus! What does Jesus have to do with this? You know, Jesus could have stopped my eye from twitching, but he decided not to. Spider-Man No Way Home comes out this week. You guys... Oh, man, I'm super excited, dude. I'm super excited. Has anyone ever actually talked about precisely what that title means? No Way Home? He's got no way home, you guys. Oh my God. He's got no way home, you guys. He's stranded. He's stranded, dude. His webbings don't work. He's trying. He's like, shh, what's going on? What? He can't sling and swing through the sky. He's got no way home. Every cab in New York is taken. Every single one. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. He's like, that's my impression. He's trying to hail a cab. This is, let me break it down for you guys here. He's trying to hail a cab. Hey, I am in need of a cab. I've got no way home. And then this was him looking as the cab goes past him with somebody in the car that's like, as he went by. He's like, what? Hails another one. Hey. This one goes by, but it's Dr. Octopus and all his tentacles and shit hanging out the windows. And he's like, and he goes by. He's got no way home, you guys. He's stranded. He opens the app, tries to call for Uber and Lyft, but he can't because Uber and Lyft has somehow been canceled by cancel culture. They've somehow found it offensive. He can't, brings up the app. All it says is error. Why? He tried to call Tony, but Tony's dead. He's dead. He's dead. He's still dead. I run a podcast that tends to have a focus on all things pop culture, and many of those things include the MCU, something I'm a giant fan of. So it's a little weird to say that for the first time ever, I'm actually behind on the latest MCU installments, man. As of this recording, I have unfortunately yet to watch Black Widow, Shang-Chi, the Hawkeye series, and I was behind on Venom, There Be Carnage, and the Eternals, but I just watched both of those over this last weekend. And again, I say as of this recording. By the time this comes out, I more than likely would have already watched everything and been caught up on everything because I'm the kind of person that before Spider-Man No Way Home comes out, I need to be caught up with everything. And I'd like to watch them in order, although I kind of went out of order here by watching Venom and then I went to Eternals, but kind of doesn't matter in the sense I could throw in Black Widow, I could throw in Shang-Chi, and then I could start watching the Hawkeye series. In this case, it doesn't matter. Really, but I like to watch them in order, and I like to be caught up on all of them before I go see a big movie that's going to make a big impact, such as Spider-Man No Way Home. But I watched Venom, man, and I'm not going to get like a super hardcore or extremely deep into it, I don't think. You never know, you know what I mean? When you start talking and things just start flowing, they start flowing. But Venom, dude, I never really got to talk about Venom, obviously, because I never watched it. I know it's been a while now, but because Spider-Man's coming out, you never know what you may or may not see. If you've watched Venom, I'm not going to say spoiler here. I mean, maybe with the Eternals, but, you know, spoiler alert, okay? Venom was just all right to me, all right? I might hurt some people's feelings here, and that's okay, all right? That's all right. You'll heal. I might have some people that disagree with me, and that's fine. You can like this movie. You can think this movie was the best movie ever. You're wrong, but you could think this movie is the best movie ever. No, I'm just kidding. I just thought the Venom movie was okay, man. I was disappointed. I expected a lot more, but at the same time, I didn't expect too much because if you know anything about me, I didn't really like the Venom, the first one, that much. Although somehow miraculously think the first one was better than the second one. It's not that I necessarily didn't like the Venom movie, the first one. I just thought it was super cheesy, a lot of parts, and man, Let There Be Carnage just doubles up on the cheesiness, dude. The cheesy dialogue. I don't know, man. Like when he's in. Okay, first of all, he's going to a rave. I know a lot of people like this. I know a lot of people like the rave thing. It didn't really connect with me. I just thought it was pretty cheesy, man. He's all like, "Look at all these weirdos." Like what? Like, is that a thing that Venom would really say? Like, is that really a thing that Venom would say? Look at all these weirdos. Like, is really? And then he's like standing there and he's like, "You love me. I'm free." Like, what the fuck are you talking about, man? You're Venom, dude. Go kill somebody. Go eat somebody's head. Go find Spider-Man. I know that, I know. Can't really do that yet. But you know what I'm saying? Like, you love me. I'm free. Like, wow, those Super Mario-esque right there. Like, what? I don't understand. He uses the term crapola. Crapola, you guys. He uses the term crapola, which was formed in the 90s, by the way. The term crapola came from the 90s, from the 20s, I mean. From the 20s, dude. Crapola, what is this, the fucking 20s? The crapola was a term that was created, or whatever you could say, came from the 1920s, man. Great era, by the way. I was there. I was there. There's a specific picture in 1920s Chicago. I don't know why Chicago, but that's where I was at the time. I don't know. I barely remember. It's hard. It's hard to remember. It comes from deep within my anus. And yeah, I there's this picture like in the 1920s outside of like this pizza place in Chicago, and like all the mafiosos are there and all the gangsters are there and everything. And then like if you look in the corner, you see me and I'm like a little boy flipping a pizza. That was me. 1920s is a great era though. Seriously, man. If you could time travel, I've always thought about this, man. I think I may have spoke about this before in an episode one time, a long time ago. If you could time travel and just observe, let's say we're just observing. I don't know. Are we just observing or are we actually living there and interacting? I don't know, but let's just, whichever one it may be. If you could time travel, your top 3 places, eras, time, whatever, that you could time travel, what would it be? Man, mine gets hard, man. And you guys know me, fucking, oh man, it gets hard, man. You guys know me, I'm indecisive. I have a hard time choosing when it comes to lists and top 10s and things like that. But I gotta tell you, the 1920s sticks out to me, but so does the 1930s. I kind of would like to see what the 50s was like too. But then I'd like to go way back, man. Like, I'd like to go way back, like in some time in the 1800s. I'd like to see somewhere in the 1800s and see what life was like then. But then I'd like to go even further back, dude. I would love to go to ancient Egypt and find out what the hell really happened. What happened? There's no way that you guys built those pyramids with these. No, didn't happen, dude. There's no way. There's no way. There's gotta be, which, spoiler alert, if you haven't seen it, spoiler alert for the rest of this episode, it's gotta be something like in the Eternals. For those that have seen the Eternals, you know what I'm talking about. But there's no way, dude. Didn't they do like tests and everything? Where like they tried like certain machinery and like, the machinery couldn't do it exactly the same as the pyramids or something like that. And then they also did tests where they did like several X amount of people trying to move the big blocks and everything, and they couldn't reenact it the same way. I think they even created like these systems where you could like push and pull the big blocks and everything, and it like works to an extent or something like that, but it didn't work as you get higher up. I don't know. I don't remember exactly what it was. But there's no way, dude. I would like to go back and find out what really happened, because you guys know I've done an episode about it before, I think. Yeah, or talked about it in an episode. I don't know. I believe in aliens. I mean, how could you not at this point? And that's no shade to anybody that doesn't. Think whatever you want to think. I'm not one of those people. You know what I'm saying? You could be wrong. No, I'm just kidding. But think whatever you want to think. That's fine. Think whatever you want to think. I'm not one of those people that's like, you got to think the way that I think. You have to. You have to. Because it hurts me in my soul if you don't. Everybody has to think the way I think.
One mind. We need one mind, one body, one soul. Everybody follow me like a fucking robot. Think the way that I think. Just me, only me, my ideas.
I'm not one of those people, dude. You can think whatever you want. But I believe in aliens, dude. I believe that they come from different planets. I believe that out there in orbit, the never-ending black anus hole. And then, like, I believe that they're here in our own oceans. I mean, we've said this before. I've said it before in an episode, dude. An octopussy is an alien, dude. A squid, that thing is alien, man. Have you seen the things in our... I'm going off subject. Have you seen the things in our oceans? I will never not talk about this. Haven't talked about it for a lot of episodes, but I will never not talk about this, man. Have you seen the things in our oceans? Alien. So alien, dude. So alien, man. I believe in aliens, and I would like to go back in certain times where, especially the ancient Egyptians, like I said, dude, they've got like the hieroglyphics and everything. They've got so many. Have you guys seen those hieroglyphics of like things that look like submarines? Oh, tell me. Insert the one dude with the hair, and he's like, aliens on everything. Aliens. Insert that guy here. Aliens. Dude, submarine? How? Aliens. Dude, they've got a hieroglyphic that looks like a helicopter. Hey, man. How? Aliens. Dude, they've got one that looks planes. I mean, all kinds of things. Hey, man. How? Aliens. Dude, I don't know, man. You tell me. Aliens. I would like to go back to those times, see that stuff. I would like to meet Cleopatra. I heard that things were, she's pretty dirty. I heard she was pretty dirty. All right. Am I saying that I'd want to get up in that? You know what? Am I saying that I would? I'm not saying I wouldn't. But am I saying that I wouldn't? I'm not saying that I would. But am I saying that I would? I don't know, man. What eras would you go back to? I'd like to go back to those eras. And then I'd like to go back, way back, dude. Like triple digit stuff. Like what happened in year 42? You know what I mean? Like, what happened in year 42? Like, how hard is that to forget, too? You know what I mean? Like, people hanging out together, like, hey man, this is the weirdest thing. Bagusha? That's a name. This is the weirdest thing, Bagusha. Yeah, kaka? Kaka. It sounds like kaka, but it's not. It's kakak. Kakak. It sounds like cock, but it's not the same. Okay, you wouldn't understand. You have to be there. I just kind of I had this, weird thing. I just kind of, forgot what year it is, you know? What year are we in? 42. Oh! So many of those years, I just kind of lose track, dude. Anyway, back to Venom. Tom's acting with Eddie is weird, dude. I thought it was weird in the first one. I think it's even weirder in the second one. It's confusing. It confuses me. I'm confused. I'm lost. I don't get it, man. The way he talks is he's like the Roach from Men in Black, dude. You guys remember the Roach dude from Men in Black? He's it's so weird, man. I feel like I don't know. What is it? Is it the writing? Is it the directing? Is it Tom Hardy himself as Eddie Brock? Like the way he wanted to portray it? Is it a combination of those? I don't get it. Someone explain it to me, man. He's what's going? This is my impression. All right, it may not be spot on, but this is my impression. Okay, he's talking. He's no, you can't eat heads. You just can't do it. Okay, because it's you can't do it. You can't just go around eating brains, Venom. You just can't go around. You can't go around just eating brains. You just can't do it. You can't. If you tell me if you can't do it, I don't know what we're doing here. Okay, what? Pick a voice, man. What do you got? Are you bipolar? You got multiple personality disorder? Like, what's happening, man? It's like, it's confusing. I don't get it. That's me snapping a roach from Men in Black. I just thought it was a lot of weird things in that movie, dude. Like when, what's her name? Whose name I already forgot because she wasn't that memorable. Where she's like, big sexy hero, the hottest and the bravest. And they're like saying, and then proceeds to like sexualize herself to Venom. What the fuck? He's a symbiote. Like, he's not actually Eddie. Like, it's so weird. And then like, her husband's right there too. And it's like, you want me? You're just a symbiote, but maybe you can just symbiotic a dick and fuck me with it. Like, what the fuck is happening in here, dude? Carnage was kind of cool, though. I mean, the way he looked was cool, but I didn't really like the voice. I thought the voice should be maybe a little higher, maybe? I don't know. It seemed like too low of too deep of a voice for Carnage. I just thought it should be more Carnage. I don't know, like more like higher pitched maybe, or like multiple voices, which maybe Venom should be too, since it's like, we are Venom. You know what I mean? Like, but I just feel like it should be, I don't know, like, and maybe raspier and like crazier, should be more like Carnage like. I don't know. It just didn't resonate with me 100%, man. And then just super cheesy lines, even with Carnage. I think the PG-13 rating for this movie like really messed things up. If it was rated R, it could be a lot darker and crazier, but I still feel, I don't know, it's just, Sony's cheesy in general if you ask me, man. But like, you guys, I swear, I don't know, man. There's people out there that probably laughed, but like when they're in the church and he's like, death to you, Father, not you, Father, you, Father. Like, okay, that's where I was like, what's happening in this movie, you know? And he's like, death to you, Father, because he's Venom. He's looking at Venom, and it's not you, Father, to the priest that's there. You, Father, and he looks at Venom like, whoa! It's so cheesy, dude. It's so cheesy, man. The ending fight scene was great until Venom did some like weird John Cena 5-knuckle shuffle elbow drop. John Cena! They're not symbiotic. When they found out that Carnage and Cletus weren't symbiotic or whatever, trying to make it like a half-assed emotional like moment between Eddie and Venom, so the audience is like, oh my god, and they're like, but we are, like, you know what I mean? Like, what is this, The Notebook? They're like, oh my god, they're not symbiotic, but we are. Oh, I love you, Venom, I love you. I don't know, dude. I don't know, man. Cletus Cassidy, I don't know, dude. Like, I know I'm just like tearing this movie apart. Like, the visuals were dope. The visuals were really cool. I just love seeing Venom in general because Venom's one of my all-time favorite characters. I just love seeing Carnage, but it just didn't feel like Venom and Carnage to me, man. It didn't feel like Carnage, like absolute chaos and craziness. And I just thought Cletus Cassidy was a little, I don't know, man. Woody Harrelson did an all right job as well with what he was given. I think it was the script. I don't know. Maybe not. I don't know. I still think maybe Jim Carrey would have done an insane job if they let Jim Carrey just go balls to the walls, like more psycho-like maybe. I don't know, man. The Lethal Protector! Like I know that that's comic accurate, dude, but just the way that they said it to me was amazingly cheesy still. Like it was just like he had to, like, he got all like in a fucking stance and everything, dude. I mean, he did it, but I'm just saying, like, the way I looked at it, he was like, hey, we are the Lethal Protector! Like, it felt like some like WWE cheesy on the mic commentary moment situation. It didn't, I don't know, man. It's amazing to me that someone of the likes of Tom Hardy, such an amazing actor, could be so outrageously cheesy and unbelievable to me in this movie. And I say unbelievable in the sense of like, there was a lot of moments it didn't hook me in. I wasn't connected. I didn't feel believable. It felt like acting. I don't know, man. And someone of the stature of Andy Serkis directed this movie that seems like half of the writing was taken from the writer's adolescent children. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they got the cheesy dialogue. Like, what do you think Venom would say? You know what I mean? He would be like, the lethal protector. Like, you know what I mean? Like, what? There's no one was like, and they say romance is dead. Like, what do you think he would say? He'd probably say like, and they say romance is dead. Oh my God, surely that's great. I don't know, dude. The force to put so many cheesy lines in this movie were blatantly obvious, though, dude. Like, I feel like that's, I don't know, man. I feel like it's a thing that we do in movies now, where we put like extremely cheesy moments in for comedic effect, and there are moments in like movies where it's cheesy for the sake of being cheesy, and that's like the funny part of it. You know what I mean? Like it's funny, but it's like also funny because it's cheesy, stupid comedy. You know what I mean? Like some Adam Sandler movies, you know what I mean? Like Adam Sandler tends to be like a cheesy comedic actor in a sense on certain things, and it's like that Adam Sandler stupid comedy. Some things are over the top, like with what I'm saying, like stupid cheesy stuff. Some things Adam Sandler are over the top and really like dumb cheesy to where it's not funny. And that's where I feel like a lot of this dialogue in Let There Be Carnage was like, in my opinion. It was like over the top cheesy. I wanted more chaos. I wanted more carnage. And I don't mean the symbiote, the like, you know what I mean? The symbiote. Like, I mean like carnage. I wanted more actual carnage and chaos and outrageousness. And I think maybe it being rated R held it back. And I think that we live in this time where studios are disconnected from the source material, and they think that everything needs to be sprinkled with like dumb one-liners, and not everything does. I think they could have made an absolutely crazy Venom movie, Carnage movie, all these symbiotes, and like, I don't know, man. Like, I just think it could have been crazier. It's like, also, like, how is this going to connect to the MCU? You know, I mean, maybe they're dumbing it down because it's going to be a part of Disney, such as the end scene. Obviously, the end scene was one of my favorite parts. Like I said, again, the fight scene was dope. I like the CGI. All that stuff was dope. Too many like random car explosions and shit, though. But I thought those things were cool. I love seeing Venom on screen. I love seeing Carnage on screen. But I just thought a lot of things were poorly handled. That is just my opinion. That end scene, connecting it to the MCU, where we get to see Venom in the hotel and everything, and Eddie and Venom in the hotel and everything, and they're talking, and he's like showing him, he's gonna get ready to show him the different universes or what he's been through or whatever it was, and then everything flashes, and then boom, now he's clearly in the MCU. You see Spider-Man, all that stuff, and he's all fucking horny for him, and he licks the TV. Like, what is that exactly? I mean, does that? I don't think that's been answered yet 100%. Is that the Venom says it wasn't him that created that? Obviously, we know that. Is it the events in Loki, the timelines and everything that that brought Venom into the MCU? Is it the events of what is going to occur in No Way Home that brings Venom into the MCU? Or is it? No, actually, I was going to say, or could it be stuff from Multiverse of Madness? But it can't be, because we see the timeline of when Venom sees Spidey is when he's unmasked, New York City, this, that, blah, 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 blah. So it has to be either the events of Loki or the events in No Way Home, right? It has to be. That brings Venom into the MCU. Now it's like, okay, so Venom's going to be a part of the MCU. By the way, is Carnage just done? I think Toxin is coming into play. I think that's who the cop is going to be, right? What happened with Scream? I don't remember. She die? We didn't even get to see Scream. Or that's not Scream, right? What is it? Screech? What is it? What is her name again? Ah, shit. I don't know. Somebody tell me. But is Carnage just done? I feel like we didn't. If that's it for Carnage, that sucks. If that is it for Carnage, I'm going to say right now, didn't do it justice. If that's done, which it even sucks, is like if we happen to see, which I really want to see, like Venom and Spidey team up against Carnage, but if it's going to be like in the MCU, it may not be done very well as far as Carnage goes. I don't know, man. As crazy as it is, because it's like Disney, I have faith in Kevin Feige, dude, is my thing. But then it's like, we look at what's going on with Deadpool, which is a big question mark in a sense. Carnage is even worse than that, I think, right? Wouldn't you say? I don't know. But how are they going to connect this to the MCU in the sense of like Venom? Like, I don't know, man. Like, I guess it kind of makes sense with Disney and being more, I don't want to say kiddish, but family friendly and whatnot. But that's not the Venom I want to see going against like Spidey. I'm hoping that maybe something changes and Venom is less like stupidly cheesy, funny, dumb Eddie Brock interactions and more like fucking gotta get Spidey. You know what I mean? And like angry and I don't know. You know what I mean? You guys get what I'm saying? I want some more comic accuracy stuff going on as far as like old school Venom, Spidey, Venom, Carnage, stuff like that. I don't know, man. That's just me, dude. Aliens. I saw Eternals over the weekend, and a lot of people were complaining about Eternals. And I actually don't see the problem. I don't see the problem, dude. I actually dug this movie a lot. I thought it was good. I always wonder if, like, when it comes to movies adapted from comics that aren't as well known as other characters, such as the obvious, like Spider-Man, Captain America, et cetera, if audiences have a difficult time caring and connecting as much. But then the rebuttal to that would be Guardians of the Galaxy, right? They did it with Guardians of the Galaxy, a lesser known group of characters, and that worked out great. Everybody loves Guardians of the Galaxy, but I can't help but wonder if the comedy has anything to do with the tone of each movie and why it didn't connect with audiences as much. Whereas Guardians were rather unknown to the average, just as Eternals, but with the Guardians movies, there was a lot of comedy thrown in, and not the cheesy Venom style comedy, actual funny moments. And zingers are the perfect way to draw someone in. Everybody loves to laugh. And let's be honest, I mean, the average person's attention span these days are squirrel. And comedy's the perfect way to get people's attention spans back on track. Comedy helps keep people interested, and I think that's why studios tend to overuse it or cheesify it in movies that don't call for it, such as Venom. I think it was just too much. Whereas Eternals, though there are definitely some laughs thrown in, it's a more serious tone. You have a group of characters that are lesser known to the average audience with a more serious tone throughout that connects to the past, present, and future of the MCU. So it's definitely important, right? But I just didn't see the arguments from people as to why they considered it a bad movie. Some say they did a poor job connecting the characters to the audience, being that these characters are lesser known. But I got to tell you, like, even with being a giant Marvel fan, I admittedly don't, like, the Eternals is a group that I don't know too much about at all. And I found myself invested and connected to the characters as the movie progressed. To me, they did such a good job that after the movie, I even wanted to look up more information from the comics about the Eternals, about certain characters, about Thanos' brother Eros and stuff like that, and even the Black Knight, which, spoiler alert, that's the end scene. It's the Black Knight that's happening, the ebony blade. I know a little bit about that. And then I believe that the voice, right? The voice where, I forgot what exactly he said, but that voice is Blade, the character Blade. I believe that was confirmed as well, if you didn't catch that. There's two end scenes. There's two post-credit scenes. There's the one where they're all in the ship and Thanos' brother comes. And then, spoiler alert, mega spoiler alert, I'm spoiling the shit out of stuff. And then the other end credit scene where it's Dane Whitman, Kit Harington's Dane Whitman, opening up the chest thing or whatever that carries the ebony blade, I believe. And he's going to be the Black Knight. And there's iterations in the comics where the Black Knight has been a villain, but then there's also iterations in the comics where the Black Knight has even become the leader of the Avengers. So, and how are they connecting Blade to this? Forgive me, like I said, these are some comics that I don't really know too much about. Does Blade, and I know that in the comics, everybody kind of mingles with everybody at some point, obviously. But has Blade ever been connected to the Black Knight or the Eternals in any sort of way? Maybe Blade was not going to connect to the Eternals at all, but he's just there for the Black Knight situation. But does Blade connect to the Black Knight? Somebody who's like super comic accurate, let me know that. I know it's probably just a Google search away, but hey, man, I'm leaving it up to you guys. They did a great job connecting me to somebody like Gilgamesh, for instance. And when he died, I felt it, dude. I felt it. Did I cry? I got a little teary-eyed, okay? Not going to lie. I was like, Gilga! Meshy! I like the way that they handled Angelina Jolie, not the character. Her. Well, I mean, maybe it's the character too, but her as an actress. Like you see a name Angelina Jolie, and I thought, you know what I mean? Okay, she's gonna be like super, super prominent in this movie. Like scene after scene is probably gonna be her because it's Angelina Jolie, right? But it wasn't. She definitely is more so a main character, and moving forward, I think she'll probably play an even bigger role. And she did play a prominent role and an important role for sure. But again, being Angelina Jolie, I thought like she's going to be in every scene. You know what I mean? She's going to be in everything. They're going to put her in everything because it's Angelina Jolie. But it was more spread out, and I dig that, dude. That's just like a little thing that I dig. Like personally, I like when big name actors or actresses come into a movie and they're a smaller role, or they're not as prominent role, or even when they make cameos, or they're like kind of just more so side characters, where they come in for like a little bit of, like I said, a portion of the movie. I dig that. Selma Hayek played a very important role. Ajax played a very important role, but also wasn't as prominent in the movie as I thought. But I think Angelina Jolie had less screen time than Ajax as well, Selma Hayek's character. But this movie more so focused around Cersei and Icarus, for instance, and those characters. I think Makari was dope. Dude, using speed, I got to tell you, man, there's been some great scenes of Quicksilver throughout the years. There's been some dope scenes of The Flash. But this speed character was handled very well, in my opinion. The CGI was awesome. Nothing looked out of place. Nothing looked faked. Nothing looked bad or lame or anything. I thought it was very well done. I think it was cool. And again, being that I don't know a bunch about the Eternals, I did not know enough about Icarus at all. And I was kind of thinking too, like, oh man, this is very like Superman-esque. I know we've also gotten Marvel Sentry, who's very Superman-esque in a sense, kind of. But I thought like, wow, they're taking a lot from Superman here. That was a lot of the jokes, a lot of the memes and everything, but I thought they handled it very well. And my God, the twist. I thought Druig was going to be a problem. Like, they were setting it up to look like Druig was about to be an issue here. I kind of went into this movie blind, you know what I mean? So because I don't know a lot about the comics, so I didn't know how everything was going to set up. I don't even know 100% if they followed the comics. Chazosaurus Rex Mod, get it now on the Side Projekt store. Sometimes you just got to cleanse your palate mid conversation. I thought they were setting up Druig to be a problem, you know what I mean? And it turned out to be Icarus, dude. Boom. If that wasn't handled well, what are you guys complaining about? That was handled well. Is it just me? Am I dumb? Like, I thought that was handled well. They were really portraying Druig to be an issue. Even the dynamic between Druig and Icarus, for instance, made Icarus shine like the good guy, the hero, the standout, the do it the right way, and Druig kind of like breaking the rules, doing it his way. You know what I mean? And it turned out to be, Druig was kind of like the bad boy, doing it the bad boy way. It's my way or the highway. I'm Druig. That's me controlling somebody. This is me right now, controlling somebody. Oh, I'm somebody else right now. Oh, wow. A Chazosaurus Rex mug. I don't know anything about this, but I'm going to go buy one. Oh, whatever's in here tastes really well. Tastes really well? What? It's because he's mind controlled. Sometimes things get mixed up. What he meant to say is things are really good, but it's like I was getting ready to stop mind controlling him. And so like as I was getting ready to stop it and he was finishing his sentence, it got a little mixed up. And then he came to and he's like, where am I? What's going on? I thought it was pretty good, dude. This movie, it explains very well who the Eternals are, what they are, where they came from, why they didn't interject during any other battles throughout history, including the Thanos battle, which was like obviously very important. That's all. They're all important stories, and the way that they're all unfolding throughout the MCU, it all connects, and it's an important movie, if you ask me. Like, it's setting up a lot as well. The way they handled the Celestials, the scale of the Celestials. If anyone was worried about how they're going to bring Galactus on screen, this shows that it could be done greatly. Like the scale of the Celestials was done amazingly, dude. And I love all that. Like, and the way back to the earlier in this episode where I was talking about like ancient Egypt and stuff, like the way that they portrayed all that stuff too, dude. And the way that they portrayed the Eternals coming in the ship, which that shape of that ship is something that we see here in real life on Earth right now, like with UFO videos, with speculation, with talk, with this, with that, with government files, some that are redacted that you can find on official government sites. I've said this before, you can find them, they're out there. Stop saying that aliens don't exist, they do. Aliens. Those are shapes that many people like Bob Lazar who worked at Area 51. If anybody doesn't know what I'm talking about, look these things up. It's worth whether you believe in these things or don't believe in these things. It's fun to talk about. It's fun to speculate. It's fun to watch. It's fun to think because there's no way that we are the only things that exist in the whole world. There's no fucking way. The way that they incorporated that into the movie, you know what I mean? I think that's really cool, where you see the Eternals coming down and they're in their spaceship and the people are all amazed and they're helping humanity, they're helping civilization move forward, they're advancing them, advancing some of them too fucking fast. Maybe kind of sounds like what's going on here on Earth right now. You know what I mean? Do I want a metaverse? I don't. Zuck. I really liked all these things and the way that they incorporated all those things, dude. I don't understand personally where the hate's coming from, where people are saying it's a bad movie. But then again, there's a ton of people who enjoyed Venom, and I just shit on it for like 20 minutes. So like, you know what I mean? Everybody's different. But I think that this is a dope movie. I think the visuals were dope. I think the CGI was dope. I think the practical stuff was dope. I think the storyline was dope. The characters I connected to. I like how it links a lot of things from the past, present, and the future. Tells an amazing backstory that I think is going to be very important to learn about. It was dope. The way they handled the Celestials was dope, and it brings forth a lot of what's the word I'm looking for? It brings forth a lot of good feelings and vibes. I'm drawing a blank here. Good vibes on like positivity on the way that they could possibly handle Galactus and bring Galactus in. I think this sets up a lot, you guys. I think give it a second chance, man. Give it a second chance. Speaking of Galactus, someone often seen within the Fantastic Four, obviously we know that, there's a rumor going around that Marvel has cast the actors to portray their iteration of Marvel's first family, dude. And it's throwing it up on the screen. Glenn Howerton as Reed Richards and Mr. Fantastic. Kristen Bell as Sue Storm, Invisible Woman. Chase Stokes as Johnny Storm, Human Torch. And Seth Rogen as Ben Grimm, also known as The Thing. This rumor comes off 4chan from a leak that is being backed by some insiders, but still take it with a grain of salt. The leaker stated that they are all planned to appear first in the next Ant-Man, Quantumania, which conflicts with previous reports of Reed Richards appearing in the Multiverse of Madness, which I talked about in depth about 2 episodes ago with Juicebox and Zero Cool. He also states that he knows nothing about their solo films, if any at all, but does claim that Seth Rogen was the only choice for The Thing and was pushed heavily by Kevin Feige. Now, if you're a projector of this show, if you are a tuner-inner of this show, a viewer, a listener of this show, you know that I'm huge on seeing the Fantastic Four come into the MCU. I don't believe that we've gotten very great portrayals of the Fantastic Four in cinema. The older ones, with Chris Evans as Human Torch, that was way better, obviously, than the most recent ones with those people. I want John Krasinski as Reed Richards, Emily Blunt as Sue Storm, Invisible Woman. I want Zac Efron as Johnny Storm, Human Torch, and I still haven't decided exactly who I would like to see as The Thing. I feel like that one's a little more difficult. I originally said that, what's the actor's name who plays Hopper in Stranger Things? He also played Red Guardian in Black Widow, which I still haven't seen. I'm going to watch soon. I think he would have made a fantastic 110% great thing, dude. He would have made a great thing. Those are my choices for these characters. If this comes true, I mean, I see Glenn Howerton as Reed Richards. The look, the shape, everything of his face, even the way he could do his hair, all of that, beard, no beard. I see how the guy could resemble a Reed Richards, but I still would rather have John Krasinski. Kristen Bell as Sue Storm. I mean, I see what they're going for here, but I still think that Emily Blunt would just be better. Chase Stokes as Johnny Storm. I honestly don't know this actor, so I'm sorry, I can't really comment on anything. Maybe he's a great actor. Maybe he's going to be a great human torch. I don't know, but I still think that Zac Efron could do a great job. Seth Rogen as Ben Grimm. I don't want it. I'm sorry. I love Seth Rogen. I like Seth Rogen. Again, if you're a projector of this show, you know that I'm more so on the side of trying to give people chances. Robert Pattinson is a great example. There's a couple other ones that I can't think of right now, but maybe Seth Rogen's going to play a different role here. I'm thinking they're having him for the comedic touch, though, as well, but I don't know, man. I just don't see him as a thing. I don't see it. Could he do a great job? My contact is bothering me. I wear contacts. You're damn right I do. I can't see shit. I'm almost legally blind. My contact is bothering me, though. I don't know, dude. I just don't see him as the thing. What do you guys think, dude? What's your guys' list of actors or actresses for the Fantastic Four? Who do you want to see cast as a Fantastic Four? Take this rumor with a grain of salt, but it's possible that this could be the cast listing. Who knows, man? Who knows? Chatosaurus Rex mug! All right. You ready? Let's break up rewind it back. Let's break up the monotony and let's get into this week's Cosplay of the Week. Oh. And this week's Cosplay of the Week is none other than Speed Force _ PR. That's right. And I'm throwing it up on the screen. Now. Boom. Look at this, man. Speed Force _ PR. Somebody that I have spoken to many times in DMs, converse with in comments and everything. Oh, yeah. And the caption says, I got to break the rules. Quoted Barry Allen. And he says, finally, a full reveal of my new Flash cosplay. I'm so in love with this. And the photo is by two people here. I don't know why, but maybe two. I don't know. Did you guys help? Did one guy hold one person? Could be a girl. One person hold one side of the camera. The other person held the other side of the camera. You guys united like that meme with the two bears. And they're like, bing. And they form a panda. And you guys took your fingers and you both put it on the button. And then bam, and took an amazing shot of Speed Force. And the photo was taken by Limitless Cosplay, spelled exactly how it sounds, and at Yo Soy Yoga. And it's Yo Soy Joga. That's right. Follow them. And the muscle suit was by a previous cosplay of the week, Master K, and it's master _K dot _. The pattern was by Gunhead Design, gun _ head _ design. The helmet emblem and accessories were 3D printed by Speed Force himself. This looks absolutely dope, dude. I'm really digging it, man. It's a more muscular, big, bulky, beastly Flash. It's really cool. I'm digging your iteration, dude. I like the colors that you got going on. The helmet is more so a regular color, regular design type Flash. But then as you go down more, you've got your a darker. It's not exactly. It's like a grayish, reddish toned main primary color here, with the accents and the secondary colors being the red cycling through and everything as well down on your abs. You've got the bolt of electricity or lightning. I always forget what it's called with the Flash. I'm sorry if my terminology is incorrect. Doing a whole Marvel episode here, and I just decided to throw in a DC Flash as the cosplay of the week. But Fuck it. You got the bolts going down there, the bolts on the ears and everything, bolts on the front of the helmet. I love it, dude. I like the way that you've got the accents going on your hands. It's that darkish, grayish, ashy, burgundy red color on the top and everything. But then you got the hands, the fingers, I mean, with the regular, more so regular red color and everything. I'm really digging that, dude. I dig this so much that I want to throw up a second shot, and I'm throwing it up now. And look at this, dude. Absolutely awesome with reverse flash in this photo as well. They're both running. They're both looking at each other. Looks absolutely dope. The caption says, "No matter what happens to Barry Allen in the past, present, or future, I will still exist." Quoted reverse flash. And Speed Force says, "Shout out to this amazing picture taken by Limitless Cosplay and edited by the talented MSB Pictures with an extra S at the end. Thanks, man, for an amazing job you did. And the muscle suit and the pattern and the helmet emblem and everything else is all the same as the previous picture with the helmet file by Olympian Props on Instagram as well. This is really dope. You've got the blue, man, I'm drawing a blank and people are going to tear me apart, dude. People are going to tear me apart. I know it. I'm just drawing a blank, man. But you've got the blue lightning, electricity, the Speed Force going on there. And then reverse flash has got the red. Absolutely dope. It looks amazing. People are going to tear me apart. I feel like a douche right now, a douche tickle, or maybe a turd sandwich. Any South Park fans out there, or is it just me? Absolutely dope, dude. I'm really digging this. You guys need to go follow SpeedForce_PR on Instagram. He's got all sorts of dope cosplays up there. He's got more so old school comic accurate Flash up there that is absolutely phenomenal. But I wanted to showcase this new one because I always dig I always dig when cosplayers do like their own iterations or different iterations or lesser known iterations, or they come up with their own little twists and turns and here and there. And I saw that he was really stoked about it. I was really stoked about it when I saw it. I thought it was absolutely amazing. And I dig this rendition, man. I really like it, dude. You guys need to go follow, like I said, SpeedForce_PR on Instagram. SpeedForce_PR. Your Flash cosplay of the week for me is amazing. Yes.
We interrupt this program to bring you...
All right, time to play some Halo.
Have you been a cosplay of the week on the world's greatest podcast, the Side Project Podcast?
What?
Have you been a cosplay of the week on the Side Project Podcast?
Yes, I have. How did you know?
Just by looking at you, I can tell you associate with greatness. And what better way to show that off than to showcase your Cosplay of the Week tee, available on the Side Project merch store now.
Oh my God! It drapes across my nipples so perfectly.
Exactly. There's also a Cosplay of the Week mug and many other Side Project products you can drape across those bad boys, like the Projekt Lodian tee.
Oh, I get it. It's kind of like Nickelodeon, but not.
The Projekt Network tee.
It's like Cartoon Network, but not.
The Projekt Line sweater.
It's a great design, and it keeps me warm.
Become a Chazosaurus Rex yourself when you sport the Chazosaurus Rex tee.
This guy kind of looks like me.
There's so many designs available, you'll lose your mind.
I'm losing my mind.
Tees, sweaters, hoodies, long sleeves, mugs, whatever you're looking for, get it on the Side Project merch store now and validate your sexiness.
Thank you for watching, for liking, for commenting, for sharing, for doing all of those things you do over on youtube.com/Side Project Podcast. When you go down, you hit that big red button that says subscribe, and you get 100 sexy project points, and it says, ooh. Thank you for hitting that like button because it really helps the channel out. Thank you for listening on Apple, Google, Spotify, and all those things that you listen on when you rate and you review and you do all those things that you do. I thank you from the bottom of my heart. If you're looking for me, you can find me at IG Hates Chazzy on Instagram, and everything else you need to find me at is right here, such as the TikTok and the Twitch that I do not stream on right now, but I plan on doing. I really do. I know I keep saying it, but I really do. I want to. I want to. If you're looking for the podcast as a whole on Instagram, you can find it at Side Project Podcast. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I'm out of here.